What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Joeywerk. I'm back, baby. Last time you did see me was last night. I gave out the Reds first 5, lay the half run, minus 115. Easy winner. I think the Reds scored 4 runs in the first inning, didn't let up. 5-2 after 5. Easy winning. Castillo pitched good. Bullpen held it down, and the Reds scored off the lefty. So that was a nice little easy winner. Let's keep it rolling. It's been good. Since the All-Star break after the All-Star break has been pretty kind to me. So let's keep this thing rolling. I'll break down, obviously, the entire card for tomorrow's slate. A lot of early games, so let's get right at it. I'll cap it with you guys if you have any questions. Obviously, always throw them in the comment section because, I'm here to answer your questions one night. If you have some good comments, they might even go on the screen. Yeah, I've been messing around with that now, too, lately. But I do appreciate everybody hanging out. Hit the like button. And that's all I got for you. But let's get right into the card. And someone messaged me on Twitter saying, "Oh, why didn't you shout out Sauce Bay? You never shout out Sauce Bay in your videos." So here's my Sauce Bay plug. It's coming right now. SauceBay.com. Promo code Joeywerk. All natural hot sauce. Skinny habanero hot sauce made with turmeric. All natural, low sodium. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal liked it. Juice WRLD liked it. It was on season 9, a hot one, so a lot of celebrities tried it. They had nothing but good things to say. So I think it's like $8 for a bottle of hot sauce. Promo code Joeywerk. Get you another 10% off. SauceBay.com. Promo code Joeywerk. There you go. For whoever doesn't watch my videos, doesn't get the Sauce Bay plugs. There she is. All right. On to the games. Eric Cheng said, been waiting for one of these full card breakdowns. Yeah, I didn't do one last week. But I did do one. I normally do one every single week. I know I didn't do one last week, but we're here. We're here. I'm doing one this week because I will not be on the show Sunday with Adrian Holden again. I will be in Atlantic City. You'll definitely see some betting slips from me posted on Twitter from Atlantic City. But here we go. Into the first game for tomorrow is a couple early games definitely on the slate for tomorrow, Thursday. Not a full slate. Some teams are traveling as well. First game I have is Miami versus Cincinnati. I'm not seeing any lines on this game because Miami still undecided on starter here. That's not cool. I am seeing at my other side, I am seeing Yarborough in places. To be announced here, Yarborough. Yeah, maybe Yarborough, the lefty. Jordan Lyles is pitching for Baltimore. Baltimore is pretty solid versus lefties, and Tampa Bay was one of the worst teams versus lefties last year. I know this year they have been significantly better versus lefties, but I still do not really trust this Tampa Bay team. They're still like 20th in OPS versus lefties on the year, and their lineup doesn't exactly scare me. Day in and day out, this lineup does not scare me right now. I know they won a couple games versus Orioles team who was battling, for 500. But I truly think this, as I said last year, this Rays team was a fraud last year, and I really think they're a fraud again this year. I really do not think they're that good. I think they're going to have some trouble in the playoffs, as they did last year. They got knocked out by Boston, knocked them out in the first round last year, and I wouldn't be surprised they lose in the first round again this year. They don't really have the pitching depth. Their lineup is not very good at all, especially with the injuries in there as well. It is what it is. But Yarborough versus Lyles is the starters that it looks like it's going to be. Oh, see, like I was talking Miami, Cincinnati first, but Tampa Bay is Baltimore. Tampa Bay, Baltimore, still Tampa Bay is undecided. But it looks like Yarborough versus Lyles. I don't exactly trust Lyles either. Jordan Lyles is, basically a middle line pitcher that's pitched his entire career as a journeyman. He's been on how many different teams? Definitely more than 5 different teams. He's been traded all over the place, but someday the Orioles need somebody to eat innings. I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if this guy gets moved before the deadline because he's not exactly a piece that the Orioles are going to, use past this year, essentially, maybe to a contender. As, we've seen him get traded to, I think, Houston. A couple years back, he got traded to Houston right before the playoffs and had a phenomenal postseason, then got a fat contract, and we know what's happened from there. He's basically since gone down. They are playing in Baltimore again. Since they moved the park back, and definitely a pitcher-friendly park. I think this is probably the main reason that Baltimore has, over a 1 game over 500 record because of this the dimension changes, which God bless them, good for them. They found something that will work. Essentially, I do think Baltimore scores some runs. If Yarborough starts, I'm kind of interested in Baltimore team total over. Otherwise, without a line, without anything, can't really go there. The other game that was mentioned was Miami, Cincinnati. No starter from Miami yet. It looks like Graham Ashcraft is going for Cincinnati. As I mentioned earlier, I am seeing Daniel Castano in places for the Marlins to be announced, and Daniel Castano. All right. As I did today, I bet Cincinnati versus Miami. So Ashcraft is somewhat scary for me. I can't really get him right. I think he has really good stuff, but he hasn't, in his first season in the bigs, he hasn't really been able to put it all together. He's had trouble just meshing it all together. And Miami, not exactly a team that's scared. A lineup that doesn't actually scare me. They've been playing shitty ball as of late, but Ashcraft has given up 16 earned runs his last 4 starts. I mean, he pitched 2 innings, 6 innings, 5 innings, 4 innings. So the guy doesn't really go long. Cincinnati's bullpen is one of the worst in baseball. I think Kansas City's worst, Washington, then Cincinnati, as my rankings have. Cincinnati third worst bullpen in baseball. So I definitely don't trust the bullpen. I am very interested in Cincinnati team total over. As I mentioned yesterday in this video, Cincinnati hits good versus lefties. They got the 2 lefty mashers, Farmer, Drury, likely in the lineup again. And if Castellano starts, he's worse than the guy that started today for Miami. Castellano just got sent down to the minors. He'd be coming up. This will be his first start coming back up. When was the last time he started in the majors? July 12th. So 15 days ago was the last time he started in the majors. Not exactly a guy. He pitched 5 innings, 3 earned, 4 innings, 5 earned, 5 innings earned, 2. The scary. I don't know what's going on. Jeez, oh Pete, I can't even move this shit. What's going on? You guys still got me here? You're on a heater, no stopping. Let's go, CJ. Appreciate that. What's up, bro? What's up, my guy? Let me see something here. Let me see if I can plug into the directly. I'll unplug my power charger and plug in directly. Let's see if this helps, bro. Should help, but God knows. Only God knows the answers. Only God. Okay, it should be plugged in directly. What up, Joey? Good to see you as always. Jordan Elmore, much love, my guy. You're good. JGO in the building. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, so basically I don't trust Castellano. I literally think he's worse than the guy that we just bet against today, the starter we just bet against today. So I do prefer the Reds. But again, as I mentioned, Ashcraft has been very shaky. I can't really get the right side of Grant Ashcraft as of late. So I am very, very interested in the Reds team total over. It is in the Great American Small Park. I expect this total to be 10, 10.5. Again, there's no lines. I don't see any lines yet because Miami hasn't named the starter. But if Castellano does start, the under-over set at 10, 10.5. I would imagine Cincinnati under-over will be 4.5, maybe 5.5. I'm not really interested in 5.5, but 4.5, I'll be on Cincinnati team total over. Obviously, that's a wait and see. Run Pure Bets members, I will mention in the Discord. I will let you guys know. If I do make a move on that game, I'll add you in the Discord, and obviously it'll be on the spreadsheet as well. All right, next game we have is Philly versus Pittsburgh. Zach Wheeler versus Zach Thompson. Mr. Wheeler has had some bad luck this year. He's pitched really well. ERA under 3, xFIP under 3.5. The guy's been really good. Advanced numbers show he's pitched really well, but he can't get any offensive backing from this team. He's had obviously since Mr. Harper went out, this team's hit or miss on the offensive end. Sometimes they go off, other times they don't. But I think they probably score some runs here. Pittsburgh, probably one of the worst offenses in the league. They just traded Big Vogelbach, and Zach Wheeler's advanced numbers have been great all year. 266 weighted on base percentage against this year. 324 slugging against, striking out 27% of batters, only walking 5. And on the other end, Zach Thompson's advanced numbers are all bad. Hard hit rate over 40%. Batting average 353 against. Slugging almost 500 against. Only striking out 15% of batters while walking 10. As I always mention, if that strikeout and walk numbers are close to each other, that's a recipe for disaster. So I do think Pittsburgh scores some runs here. I'm going to take first official play. Even Thompson pitched 1 inning or 5 innings his last start against Miami, gave up 7 earned runs. I know past that, his numbers haven't been terrible, but he gives up runs every single start and barely strikes out anybody. So the ball's going to be in play all day. I think Wheeler does limit this team, maybe gives up 1 earned run through 5. So again, I'll keep the bullpens out of it. I know Philly's bullpen has definitely been better this year than last year, but no need to even get in the mix there. So first official play will be Philly first 5, lay the half run. So Philly first 5 minus a half, minus 120 available via BetMGM in New Jersey right now. That'll be the first official play again. Shit. Phillies first 5 minus a half. Minus 120, BetMGM. All right. Next game, we have Yankees versus Kansas City Royals right after making a trade for Andrew Benintendi. He'll be traveling with Kansas City and just switch dugouts and join the New York Yankees. Brady Singer versus Jameson Taillon. This should be an interesting one. The Yankees did just lose both games against the Mets. I did have the Mets on the first 5 today. As a Yankee fan, yes, I did bet against the Yankees today, and yes, it was a winner. So, I mean, Singer hasn't been terrible, and Taillon has struggled a little bit, as of late. His advanced numbers, not exactly good either. Actually, Singer probably has the better advanced numbers this year, but Taillon does throw 6 pitches. He literally throws 6 pitches almost 10% of the time, every single pitch. So he has literally 6 pitches in the repertoire, while Brady Singer is quite the opposite. He basically throws 3 pitches, essentially 2 pitches. He throws a changeup under 10%. He throws a sinker and a curveball. Sinker 50% of the time. Sinker and slider. Sinker 50% of the time, slider, and then the changeup 10% of the time. He barely throws a fastball ever. And, it has worked this year, really. His strikeouts are 26%, walking people 6% of the time. Obviously, if you look at the ERA, it's not terrible. 3.82 ERA this year. And Taillon's basically the same spot. But I do expect this game to be a low-scoring game. Singer should have some success, but I do expect the Yankees to win this game. Yankees minus 205 is the line, which I'm not interested in at all. Under-over is set at 8.5, bet up to 9. It opened at 8.5, bet up to 9 in places. So it's 9 almost everywhere. You have to pay 8.5 juiced to the over there if you want to bet it. I'm not really interested in that. I do lean with the under 9, but again, it looks like the wind's going to be blowing out. I do expect the Yankees to score some runs here after getting shut out basically 2 games versus the Mets. But Brady Singer has been, arguably pretty damn good this year. So this is just a pass for me. I'm really not interested in either side. I don't think the Royals score many runs either, but essentially I'm off. Next game we have is Detroit versus Toronto. I got Tyler Alexander versus Kikuchi. This should be Kikuchi's first game back. Under-over is set at 8.5, 9 in places. And let's check the money line here. I know the money line would be minus 225 for Toronto. Detroit on the comeback, plus 185 up to plus 190 in places. Pretty sure Toronto just lost today at like minus 250 favorites. Everyone's like, oh, the St. Louis has nobody in the lineup. 10 people can't travel because of COVID. Boom. And they get smacked. I'm not exactly sure who on Detroit is not traveling because of COVID. That should take an impact because I am, I definitely don't want to back Kikuchi here. I think this is a great fade spot of Kikuchi. I'm just not exactly sure. I should have probably looked this up beforehand. How many Tigers, maybe JGO knows, he's a Tiger fan, how many Tigers are unvaccinated and can't travel to Toronto? I'm not exactly sure, but I know this is Kikuchi's first start back. He was on the IL for almost over 20 days. His last rehab start, he did throw 77 pitches, so he should handle, a decent workload, but the guy's been absolutely terrible all year. He's been getting hit hard. His advanced numbers have been terrible. His advanced numbers really in his career have not been really good at all. He's a slow-throwing lefty. I know his fastball has added some juice this year, but again, his hard hit rate is over 50%, 379 weighted on base percentage this year, 500 slugging. He's walking people at a 15% clip. Tyler Alexander advanced numbers not great either, but he doesn't walk anybody. Doesn't really strike out many people, but doesn't really walk anybody. He has been limiting the hard hit rate, and who knows? He might be able to pitch decent here. Obviously, Toronto, I don't expect Mr. Alexander to pitch long, so it's essentially a bullpen game for him, and Toronto should get to this, score some runs here. So depending on who's in this lineup, the lean is definitely with an over here because a full bullpen game for Detroit is definitely a recipe for disaster. I have them ranked as the 7th worst bullpen in all of baseball, and Kikuchi is going to get hit. I don't care who is pitching, who is hitting for really Toronto. It doesn't really obviously I want most of the main guys in there, but I mean, sheesh. If they have decent amount of a decent amount of their starters in there, I'm definitely interested in the total. And 8.5 is a low number. 8.5 over 8.5 minus 120 available at Caesars, DraftKings, and PointsBet. I am kind of interested in that. I'm going to see if JGO wrote anything in here. Just Chafin. Chafin is the only unvaxxed player. Fucking great. Lay the 1.5 with the Jays. No, thank you. I'm going to take the over. Over 8.5 here. Kikuchi's giving up runs. So over 8.5, minus 120. Minus 120 via DraftKings. That'll be the second official play. Tigers, Blue Jays, over 8.5, minus 120 via DraftKings. Josh Shack said, yo, Joey, who's the DK lock pitcher tomorrow? You dropped the bomb the other night for all the cash. Much appreciated, Josh. When I talk through it, I'll give you the best one. What up, Johnny Nelson, my guy? JSRD, what's going on, my friend? Appreciate you all. All right, let's keep this thing rolling. If you guys have any questions, definitely throw them in the chat. Otherwise, let's keep capping. Next game I have is Cleveland versus Boston. I got starting pitching matchup of Tristan McKenzie, who I do like, versus Cutter Crawford. Minus 120, favorite in Cleveland on the road versus Boston, plus 100, under over set at 9.5. They did play a wild one today. I think these teams are probably very evenly matched, in the standings and in, as for the whole lineup, their whole structure of the teams. I really do think both these teams are very evenly matched. Cleveland, obviously, probably the better of the two in the offensive wise because they don't strike out many times. I personally think Crawford is pretty damn good as well. He's striking out people almost a 30% clip. Again, he is a young guy, so he does have nerves at time. And Tristan McKenzie, this is his second year, I want to say. I'm pretty sure it is his second year. I am a Tristan McKenzie guy personally. I know a lot of people, aren't as crazy about him as I am, but I am a fan of Tristan McKenzie. Looks like the wind's going to be blowing 10 miles an hour out in Boston. McKenzie is ideally a better pitcher at home. At least, this year he's been much better at home. His ERA is under 3 this year at home. xFIP actually very good at home as well. He did have a good start. His last 5 starts, he's only allowed 1 total run his last 5. So he pitched 7 innings against the Yankees, 7 strikeouts, 1 hit ball. He went to Kansas City, 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned, 4 strikeouts. Pitched against Detroit at home, 8 innings, 5 hits, 12 strikeouts, no walks. Then he pitched against the White Sox last start out, 5 2/3, 1 earned run, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. The guy's been really, really good his last couple starts. He did have some struggles, in the middle of the season. Obviously, his ERAs came down, but he's pitched pretty damn good. And advanced numbers have shown, hard hit. He's limited hard hit rate. Batting average against his 237. 237 is pretty damn good. Again, he has walked, that was Cutter Crawford. Batting average against his 230. So essentially almost the same. Walking people at a 6% clip, striking them out 24, barely walks anybody. So I do kind of like Tristan McKenzie here, but I do think these teams are very evenly matched. Cutter Crawford could come in here and dominate this team as well. He's pitched pretty damn good. He pitched against Toronto, Tampa Bay last 2 starts, and the Yankees. He's pitched pretty damn good. Since he's been in the starting rotation, pitched pretty good. I know he was in the bullpen. Then they made him like somewhat of an opener. Now he's been basically a full starter. I think he started 6 games this year. So he is getting stretched out. A guy that prefers, honestly, his numbers basically in his career are better on the road, but I do think he probably pitches good here. Essentially, this is probably, I lean under here. No official play, but the lean is with the under. Next game I have is Seattle versus Houston. Logan Gilbert versus Jose Urquidy. Urquidy, as good as he's been, is arguably Houston's worst starting pitcher. That's how good this Houston rotation is. Really damn good. Obviously, these teams have seen a lot of them. Pretty sure Houston just swept them before the All-Star break, and now Houston just lost 2 or 3 to Oakland, while Seattle just won 2 or 3 at home versus Texas. Both these guys' advanced numbers on the year, not really good. I know Logan Gilbert striking people out about 25% clip, but his hard hit rate's almost 50%. Exit velocity is over 90% for both of these pitchers. Urquidy's X-weighted on base percentage is almost 350 on the year, which is not good. Slugging percentage almost 500 against, and he hasn't struck many people out. Strikeout rate is almost 15%, but neither of these guys really walk anybody, which is pretty damn good. So Logan Gilbert, a guy that prefers to pitch at home, on the road in Houston, should be a nice little atmosphere here. Ucurti did have his last start out against Seattle. He went 6 innings, 1 earned run, only a solo homer in Seattle. He also pitched against them June 8th at home, 4 1/3, gave up 4 earned. May 28th in Seattle, 4 2/3, 5 earned. So they have had his number this year. And then he pitched against them April. He gave up 4 innings, 6 earned. Seattle's got to come in here and want this game. I do think they do. I honestly think Seattle's played really, really good ball as of late, and I think Seattle is, much closer a team to Houston as much people want to think, right? A lot of people want to think right now. And as for Gilbert, his last start out pitched against this Houston team, 6 innings, 5 hit, 2 earned. He pitched against them back on June 8th, 6 innings, 3 earned in Houston. May 28th, 7 innings, no earned. So that's the story of the 3 times they pitch against each other this year. Obviously, Gilbert much better than Ucurti has been. So BVP, entire career BVP versus this team. Logan Gilbert, 108 at bat, striking him out 24% of the time. X-weighted on base percentage over 300 again. Slugging percentage is in the 400. Ucurti on their end, 420 X-weighted on base percentage against and 125 at bats against this team. Holy hell, slugging percentage is almost 600%. So if Seattle has anybody's number, it's Jose Ucurti. And you know what? We're taking Seattle. Let's see what the line is. Seattle plus 116 on the money line. Oh, that's in the first half. Let me see full game. Full game's probably even better. Plus 120. Boom. Lock her in. 94% of the bets on Houston already. You love to see it. Seattle wants this. Seattle money line plus 120 will be my third official play on tomorrow's slate. Seattle money line plus 120 available via FanDuel, DraftKings, PointsBet, Bet365. They all have that same number. I'm going to take it via DraftKings or FanDuel, but that'll be my third official play. Seattle Mariners money line. They're 11 games behind this team in the win column. Let me just check the bullpen numbers. Houston I have ranked as the 7th best bullpen. Seattle's ranked as the 14th best bullpen. So I do trust Seattle's bullpen. So yeah, we're going to take full game rather than the first 5. All right, next game I have is Dodgers versus Rockies. Tyler Anderson versus Jose Urena. Can't believe Urena has pitched this good this year. Minus 200 on Tyler Anderson as the away dog in Coors Field. Plus 180 on the comeback on Urena. Under over is set at 12. Arguably, that's probably enough. Obviously, Coors Field. Runs are always scored in Coors. But sheesh. I can't believe Urena, God bless Urena. The Rockies have been playing decent ball. Decent ball as of late. I am somewhat of a Rockies truther. I do like the Rockies. I know not a lot of people don't like them on the road, but I've bet their team total over on the road a couple times and first 5, and they've done well for me. I am not interested in them here. I know Urena, his ERA says he's good, but you got to look past the ERA because his xFIP is over 5 in his career. He finally got blown up his last start. Every other time he's pitched this year has been pretty damn good, but he finally got blown up in Milwaukee, gave up 5 earned in 5 innings. But otherwise, he pitched 6 innings, no earned against Pittsburgh, 6 innings, 2 earned against San Diego. The one time against this Dodgers team in LA, 6 2/3, 1 earned. Only struck out 2 people. Again, this is not a guy that's going to strike people out. So the ball's going to be hit all over the place in Coors Field. Maybe a little recipe for disaster here with this Dodgers team who've, one of the best in the league, that's for sure. Advanced numbers also, he's striking people out 12%, walking people at 11%. As I say, I'll say it again. When those numbers are that close to each other, no. He throws a sinker 57% of the time. Tyler Anderson has been really good. I don't trust him. And one of the best teams versus lefties, the Colorado Rockies. Arguably, they have basically they're the second best team versus lefties, maybe first best team versus lefties. Honestly, they're the first best. They got the best OPS versus lefties. best on-base percentage versus lefties, best slugging versus lefties. They just don't have the best average. They have the second best average versus lefties. But still, they get Coors Field. I expect some runs here. I'm not going to – this is a pass. I do lean with the over. You could probably get a low total for Colorado team total, maybe a 4.5. I'm somewhat interested in that, but I do expect Urena to give up runs. So, essentially, I would just take the full game. So, over full game 12 is the lean, but I'm not going to make anything official. Let's get it, baby. Viral in the building. Mark Richmond, my guy. He probably loves it. The Mariners. Gregory Russo, what up? St. Louis plus 220, baby. WT took them today. Nice. Tell us what you really think about Seattle. That's what I told you what I really think. I got Seattle to make the playoffs plus 175 before the season started. You know, they had a rough stretch. I was down on them. I called them poops. They couldn't score a couple runs, but that happens with everybody. We're here, Greg. We're here, Mark. 162 games, my guy. What about the first game of series in Coors and the under? I am not betting that, Robert. I'm staying away from that. First game in Toronto, I mean, I'm off. No, thank you. I'm not going to bet the game. The lean is with the over, though. I'm not betting the game. All right, next game we got is Texas, LA. Spencer Howard versus Shohei Ohtani. I mean, how bad are the Angels, bro? The Angels, I think I read something. They're like 4-17 this month, or they won like 4 games this month. 4-17. That's probably about right because the All-Star break and whatnot. Ohtani minus 220 favorite, minus 235. Are you fucking kidding me? Excuse my French, but no, I don't care. I know the only time they win is really with Ohtani on the hill, but no way in hell am I taking the Angels with the best pitcher on base, Babe Ruth, on the hill at minus 220. I don't care. I know Spencer Howard hasn't been great. His advanced numbers are shit too, but no way in hell. This is dog or pass. Essentially likely will be a pass, but I would not be mad if you took the Texas Rangers here. I would not be mad if you took the Texas Rangers here. I know Spencer Howard's advanced number is really bad too, striking people out 17% of the time, walking them 10. Slugging percentage against is almost 600. X weighted on base percentage is almost 400 against. He has not been good. He was never good with the Phillies. They traded him. He hasn't been good with Texas. Oh, man, this is tough. Ohtani could probably pitch a good game, but no, thank you for taking. This is a total pass. I'm not taking the Angels at minus 200. I would not take the Angels at over minus 120. No joke. I wouldn't take the Angels at minus 120 this year. Right now. I mean, the rest of this year, they're not going to miraculously turn this whole thing around. They're just not good. It wasn't Joe Madden. It was never Joe Madden. They're just not good. All right, next game, last game on the slate. Chicago versus San Fran. Cubs versus San Fran. Justin Steele versus Alex Wood. 2 lefties. I mean, what has happened to San Fran? San Fran has completely shit the bed. They are now 2 games under 500. I guess, they overperformed last year. They overperformed probably the first half of this year. They're coming back to regression to, the mean where they should be. That's probably about right. I'm seeing line at minus 135 on San Fran, come back on the Cubs, plus 115, plus 116 in places. Steele has been actually pretty decent, under over set at 8. This is the late game, 9:45. Steele has been pretty good. I kind of like Steele. I know he started the first couple starts were pretty bad. And his last couple starts have been pretty damn good. Alex Wood has pitched pretty good all year, actually. The veteran who's, doesn't soft tossing lefty, basically throws a sinker 50% of the time. Sinker, slider, changeup guy. While Steele kind of has Steele is basically the same thing. 4-seamer, slider, sinker. He does have a couple other pitches, but he barely throws them. So both these guys 3-pitch mix. And Steele has, hasn't struck out many people, has had trouble with locating the zone. He does walk people at times, but all the advanced numbers are good. X weighted on base percentage is good. Hard hit rate is limited. Exit velocity is limited. Slugging percentage is limited on the year. Alex Wood has done the same, basically, limiting hard hit rate, striking out people 25% clip, doesn't walk anybody, which is always good. And these guys rarely have any BVP versus each other. Steele, basically he pitched in at home against Baltimore, gave up 3 earned. At the last 4 starts, he only allowed 1 earned run in his last 4 starts against Cincinnati, Milwaukee, and Philly. Not the best of lineups, but guy prefers to pitch ideally at home, depending on the weather. Obviously, he could pitch at home and the weather be blowing in. Like this year, he's pitched much better at home. Last year, he was much better on the road. So depends on the weather at Wrigley. Can totally throw out those splits. This is probably another pass. I wouldn't be totally against taking the Cubs here. You know, I think these teams are probably more even than you think. Truly, I think these teams are as even offensively as you think. Bullpen wise, let's see where we got the bullpens. The Cubs I have ranked as, the Cubs are decent in bullpen. I got the Cubs ranked as 13th best bullpen, and the San Francisco Giants ranked as the 5th best bullpen. So pretty decent bullpens here. I think Wood probably pitches good, but again, Wood has been shaky at times, has been good at times. Wood is hard to really knock. You know, the guy does prefer to pitch at home, which is understandable, especially in that ballpark at night. Definitely a pitcher-friendly ballpark. So I do expect the under. You know, I kind of like the under. I would prefer a first 5 under, but again, the under is set at 4. You can get under 4, 4.5 in places. Under 4 plus 100 DraftKings I'm somewhat interested in. But again, these pitchers can easily get blown up at times. So essentially that'll be a pass. But I have 3 official plays. Have the Cubs even lost since the All-Star break? The Cubs have been winning some games. Yeah, they've been playing good. And San Fran has not. So I'm with it. But the official plays will be Phillies first 5, -0.5, -120 via BetMGM. Over 8.5. Over 8.5. See, I didn't write down the game for that. Good job, Joe. Let me just scroll up. I know what game it is. Over 8.5, Detroit-Toronto. Over 8.5. Let me write this down. Detroit-Toronto, -120 via DraftKings. And Seattle, money line, +120 via DraftKings. Those are my 3 official plays for tomorrow. That is Thursday, July 28th. Funny Bookman says Angels -1.5. Absolutely not. First off, I've done it maybe 3 times ever. Take a home favorite -1.5. Never. 3 times I've done it in my life. I'm probably 2-1 on it. And the Angels, no way in hell. Giants haven't won since before the All-Star break. Yeah, see, beautiful. Thank you, Joeywerk. You're welcome. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, throw them in now. Those are my 3 official plays. I'll be back next Tuesday night doing a free play. Wednesday night doing this full rundown. Again, I will not be here Sunday. I likely will tweet out some free play Sunday, maybe even do a free solo video from the sports book in Borgata on Saturday night or Sunday, but I likely will not be on the show with JJ and Holden. They'll probably get a guest because it would just be the JJ show and with Holden, narrating, and that's no fun. But if you guys have any questions, throw them in now. Otherwise, that's all she wrote. Gregory Russo, appreciate you. Appreciate you all. Hit the like button. Throw a comment in the comment section. I mean, I do appreciate you all. All the positive mojo keeps me going. Let's keep rolling. We've been pretty good. Would you take the Rockies +2.5? No. Just take the over +2.5. I'm not interested in that either. I never take one in at +1.5. I rarely ever take +2.5. I never make a dog a favorite. If I like a dog, I'm taking them on a money line because long term it's -EV to make a dog a favorite. I won't. That's another rule I have. I don't take home favorites -1.5, and I won't lay over -130 is another rule I have. These are just betting tips that I've learned throughout my 10+ years of betting on the MLB. I learned the hard way. I was a loser at the beginning. But now, fucking killing it. Day by day, 1 unit every game, 1 unit, slow and steady wins the race. And man, last 3 years I've been up 100 units, 100 unit better. That's $10,000, $1,000 better. That's $100,000. So slow and steady wins the race, 1 unit at a time. A nice sweep would be great, but I go 2-1 tomorrow. I'm happy. All right. Otherwise, what do you think of the Yankees? I'm a big Yankee fan, my friend. I'm a Yankee fan. Holden cracks me up. Yeah, Holden's funny. Angels -1.5 parlay with the Jays -1.5. You're just trolling now. Now we're trolling. What do I think? I love the Yankees. Andrew Benintendi, brah. Do I like the Yankees in that game? It's a pass. I'm not interested in the Yankees right now. I do think they win. Yes, I'm not laying -220. I'm not laying 1.5. Just a pass. All right, guys. Do appreciate you all. Again, I'll be back Tuesday. tune in Sunday. Tell them, you know what I would appreciate? You guys tune into the show Sunday and keep asking, say, where's Joeywerk? Why isn't Joeywerk here? We miss Joeywerk. That would be cool. Otherwise, I'm out of here, guys. High Stake Breaks right here, right side. High Stake Breaks live at the National Sports Cars Collector Convention in Atlantic City. If anybody's down there, make sure to come say hello to Joeywerk. I'll give you a free t-shirt, free beer mug, free hat. I'll give you some shit for free cards maybe. Come say hello. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll gamble some, hang out in the sports book. We can bullshit about baseball. We can talk to each other, Otherwise, I'm out. Much love. Peace and love. Joeywerk's out. I will have fun. Appreciate you, JGO. Much love, guys. I'm out.